There's a tap in at Jasmine Road, and there's a tap in at the radio station. But there's nothing on there because there wasn't a lot of room with that brick wall and so he's going to have someone, I don't know if it'd be the city or if he has to provide that himself, is going to have a fairly expensive tap in to go underneath, if that's even possible legally, or however geographically, to put that in. So my only concern is, like everybody else, but I want everyone to know whether he's in or out and whatever y'all do, which we will respect, we do plan to fight it as far as we can with injunctive release. We feel the covenant is still valid. It has not been overturned. There's nothing to suggest that it hasn't. Some of the peripheral issues that Mr. Perryman brought up about different situations in the neighborhood may need to be addressed, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here for the residential to business annexation, and we feel strongly that he's part of our covenant. He's part of our estates. And evidently the courts will eventually, in my opinion, decide if that's right or that's wrong. So thank y'all for what you're considering and doing. And either way, it's not really going to be on y'all. It's going to be on the neighborhood as we continue to fight it in either direction.
Okay, we have one gentleman on the council who served on the planning board and had this presented when he was on the planning board. We have another gentleman that's a representative for that district. Not where you people live because you aren't in the city, but for this piece of property. And I think you have met with some people down there. Yes. And of course, Mr. Gill heard it from 2 previous times. But we either have a situation that we either have a motion to deny or a motion to approve. So now I will entertain that motion.
Can I address?
Let's wait till we get to the discussion.
Mayor, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Okay?
It is my motion to honor the recommendation of the planning board and deny the request to rezone the property at this time. The denial is based on the following facts and considerations. Number one, the proposed use would be inconsistent with the surrounding neighborhood. Number two, there is no evidence of the change in conditions that would support rezoning at this time. Number three, the parcel's existing use is viable under current zoning designation. Number four, there is a concern that the zoning of this parcel would cause a significant adverse impact on the surrounding parcels. And number five, there is existing unused commercial space in the city.
Okay, you have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion?
I'd like to address the point. My family, we had some property that we sold on Company Street that was rezoned from RH to B2. The procedure that we went through, the owner came and gave the plans of how we wanted to change it. It was in the construction business, was going to be shop there and storage equipment there. And that's a good point. It speaks to the effect of the point that the council in years past has not just gone in and whatever someone wanted to go into that they've done. They were able to address what was going to be done with the property.
Any further discussion?
Mayor, I'd like to make a point to the residents of the community. I certainly had some heartburn in making this decision. However, I understand from the safety standpoint why you guys feel the way you feel, from the integrity of the community why you guys feel the way you feel. However, my concern is that you're not residents of the city of Wetumpka, not voting residents. When I say residents, not in the city limits. And why I make that point is because in one way, if we did not have this safety issue, I feel like you all would really be denying the citizens of Wetumpka economic development opportunities in terms of a business opportunity. And I think I spoke to a couple of individuals from the community communicating that. So I have some reservations about the way we're voting tonight, but I want you guys to understand, it makes it hard for us to kind of deny the citizens economic development or business opportunities when you're not voting residents of the city of Wetumpka. But saying that, I want you guys to understand my concern about that, because I feel like if you guys were actually residents of the city and we were denying we denied that opportunity for another community, I think you guys would feel the unfairness of it, because that particular business could provide a significant tax base to us. I think we all are aware that that's not going to be the case here, regardless of what business that could possibly be located there. It's probably not going to be significant enough to provide a substantial tax base to us as the citizens of this community. But I do want you guys to be understanding of that, and hopefully you will consider becoming citizens within the city, or consider annexing into the city. And therefore you have a lot more leverage on whatever council person that will be representing that area. So that's just kind of FYI type thing, but hopefully you guys are understanding of my position, but wanted to communicate that to you all.
Mayor, could I follow?
Yes, sir.
My motion was, if you heard it, I said at this time several times that things change. And that's the way it is tonight, but things can change.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So the recommendation from the planning board has been upheld. Then the public hearing, amending zoning ordinance 99-4 for height of building and table 6-1 chart of uses allowed.
This is an ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance 99-4. Whereas the city of Wetumpka recognizes the need for updating and amending from time to time the standards established to govern the development of land, including but not limited zoning districts and the regulation of height, bulk, size, and other aspects of buildings and other development within those districts. And whereas the city of Wetumpka also recognizes the proper standards are necessary for the regulation of use of land for trade, industry, residence, recreation, agriculture, forestry, conservation, transportation, public utilities, protection against flooding and other natural disasters, and for the preservation of the community character and the quality of life. Now therefore be it ordained that the City Council of the City of Wetumpka, Alabama, that ordinance number 99-4 is hereby amended as in the following manner. Article 3, definition shall be amended to change the definition of building height to read as follows. Building height of. For the purpose of this ordinance, the height of a building shall be measured from the average finished ground elevation at the base of the structure to the eave height. Spires, belfries, cupolas, chimneys, antennas, water tanks, ventilators, elevator housing, mechanical equipment, and other such structures, unless otherwise specified by this ordinance, placed above the roof levels and not intended for human occupancy, shall not be subject to height limitations. Section 61.0, district area, the yard height setback regulations shall be amended, and it is just a line that you wouldn't know if I read it. And I wouldn't know what I said. Anybody that would like to look at it is welcome to. And then amend table 6-1, chart of uses allowed, move assisted living facility to residential use as amended as follows. And that's what in the matrix where assisted living had been included, it had been changed. So that is the change.
Okay. Do you have anything?
Well, we do the for and against the same.
Yeah. Anyone here to speak in favor of this?
That you want me to do it? My name is Jason Baker. I'm the building official for the city of Wetumpka. We've talked about this for several months now to amend building heights. Within the zoning ordinance, we noticed that the max story and height in relation to the actual building height wasn't real consistent. So what we're talking about doing is removing the row entitled max story and height and just give